There's a version of you that doesn't exist yet, not because you're not smart enough, not because you don't have potential, but because right now you're spending the most powerful years of your life on things that will mean absolutely nothing in 10 years. And the worst part? Nobody around you is going to tell you that. Not your teachers, not your friends, not the algorithm feeding you content at 2 a.m. Because the truth is uncomfortable, and uncomfortable truths don't get likes. So let me be the voice you didn't know you needed. Because here's what I've seen, over and over again. People hit their mid-20s and they look back at their teenage years with this quiet, heavy feeling. Not regret about the mistakes they made. Regret about the time they let slip through their fingers without even noticing. They were there, but they weren't really there. And I don't want that to be you. Today, we're going to talk about 6 hard truths that most people your age will never hear. Not to make you feel bad, not to lecture you, but because somewhere inside you, you already sense that something important is at stake right now. You can feel it. These 6 truths are going to sting a little. Some of them might make you want to scroll away, but if you stay with me until the end, I promise you'll see your life from a completely different angle. And that shift in perspective? That's where everything changes. Let's start with the one nobody wants to admit. Here's something that psychology has known for decades, but that almost nobody talks about when it comes to teenagers. The brain isn't fully developed until around age 25. Specifically, the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for long-term thinking, impulse control, and understanding consequences, is still being wired together during your teenage years. And that's not a flaw. That's actually an extraordinary opportunity. Because neuroscientists have found that the teenage brain is uniquely plastic, more adaptable, more absorbent, more capable of forming deep, lasting habits than at almost any other point in life. The patterns you build right now, the way you think, the way you spend your time, the way you respond to difficulty, those patterns don't just shape your next few years. They shape your entire adult life. Psychologists call this the critical period, a window of time where the brain is especially sensitive to experience, where what you do and what you don't do leaves a deeper imprint than it ever will again. Most people waste it, not because they're lazy, not because they don't care, but because nobody ever told them what was actually happening inside them. Nobody handed them a map. So consider this your map. 6 truths. 6 things that, if you understand them now, really understand them, not just nod along, will put you years ahead of where most people figure this out. The first truth is the one that changes how you see time itself. Truth number 1. Time doesn't feel real until it's gone. There's a psychological phenomenon called temporal discounting. It means that the further away something is in the future, the less real it feels to us right now. Your brain literally undervalues future consequences. It's not a character flaw. It's how we're wired. And for teenagers, this effect is even stronger. Because when you're 16, 25 feels like another lifetime. 30 feels like science fiction. But here's what nobody tells you. Time doesn't speed up gradually. It accelerates. The older you get, the faster it moves. And one day, not slowly, but suddenly, you'll look up and realize that the window you thought was wide open has quietly started to close. The teens who figure this out early don't become obsessed or anxious about time. They become intentional. They start asking a simple question. Is what I'm doing right now something I'll be grateful for later? Not every hour, not every day, but as a general direction. That question alone changes everything. Truth number 2, your environment is quietly shaping who you become. Most people think identity is something you discover, like it's already inside you, waiting to be found. But psychology tells a different story. Research on social influence shows that we absorb the values, habits, and beliefs of the people we spend the most time with, often without realizing it. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And while that's a simplification, the science behind it is real. Mirror neurons in the brain literally cause us to mimic the behavior and emotional states of those around us. So look at the people closest to you right now, not to judge them, but to ask honestly, are they pulling you towards something or keeping you comfortable where you are? Comfort isn't always the enemy, but comfort that stops you from growing, that's the quiet kind of danger nobody warns you about. The next truth is one that most people only understand in hindsight. And by then, it's too late to go back. Truth number 3. Small habits are building your future right now, whether you choose them or not. Every day, you're either practicing discipline or practicing avoidance, practicing focus or practicing distraction. And here's the uncomfortable part. Both feel the same in the moment. Neither one announces itself as a life-changing decision. But compound interest doesn't only apply to money, it applies to behavior. The person you'll be at 25 is being assembled right now, one small choice at a time, not in dramatic moments, in ordinary ones. Truth number 4. Your phone isn't just a distraction, it's a replacement. It's replacing boredom. And boredom, as uncomfortable as it feels, is where creativity lives, where self-reflection happens, where you figure out who you actually are, separate from what everyone else is doing. Leading researchers in attention science have found that heavy social media use in adolescence is linked to reduced capacity for deep focus, lower tolerance for discomfort, and a weaker sense of personal identity. Not because the content is bad, but because constant stimulation leaves no space for the quiet work of becoming yourself. You don't have to delete everything, but you do have to ask, am I using this, or is it using me? Truth number 5. The people who love you won't be here forever. This one is quiet. It doesn't shout. But it matters more than almost anything else on this list. The conversations you half listen to, the dinners you rush through, the moments you're physically present but mentally somewhere else. You won't remember the video you were watching, but you will remember, or wish you remembered, the people who were right in front of you. Time with the people you love is not unlimited. And you won't feel that until you feel it. Don't wait until then. Truth number 6. Trying and failing is not the risk. Not trying is. Fear of embarrassment is one of the most powerful forces in adolescence. Psychologists call it the imaginary audience effect, the feeling that everyone is watching, judging, keeping score. It's why so many teenagers stay small, stay safe, stay invisible. But the people you'll admire most in 10 years? They failed. Publicly, sometimes. Repeatedly. Often. And they kept going anyway. The regret of a failed attempt fades. The regret of never trying doesn't. None of this is meant to pressure you. It's meant to wake something up that's already there. You're not behind. You're not too late. But you're at a crossroads most people miss until it's gone. Who you'll be in 10 years is being shaped right now, by the small choices you make today. Choose with intention. Not perfectly, just consciously.